been pretty harsh about the dishonesty and agendas in the media for the past few months, and America's going to collapse. We're going to have a financial collapse, and what we're seeing now is a distraction that was manufactured to prevent the resolution of the immigration issue and the change in food stamps to the blue harvest baskets. The harvest baskets will probably be more healthy than what people usually get, because it's just very basic food, and a lot of people who are, in their 50s or 60s now, if they received food assistance, they received things like that, the government cheese or whatever they called it. That's what they called that. But there were other things, and Trump said that's going to save the country $12.6 billion a year, and that's probably true. And I figure some people will not like that, because essentially if you receive $100 in food stamps, you'll instead receive $50 worth of goods that are that have the equivalent of $50 worth. So it'll be half as much money, but it'll be more nutrient dense, and it'll be subsistence. We're going from the age of thriving to the age of subsisting, just living, surviving. It won't be very glamorous, but and a lot of people are going to be unhappy about it, and we will. And I was thinking about making this video a little while ago. My daughter's sleeping, and I didn't know if it would wake, she'd wake up and I'd have to stop the video all of a sudden. But I went on Facebook, and the first thing I saw was a post from a friend of mine that was posing the question of when states would be seceding from the Union. And I was like, yeah, it's time to make this video. So a while ago, nobody was listening, nobody was paying attention, the media barely covered it. I'm talking quiet because even though I'm feeling better, I'm still not feeling great. Yes, I do feel better. But Trump said that $23 billion in debt was the magic number, or maybe it was 23 trillion. It's so much money at this point that, what is it, it's trillion, billion? I don't even care. Whichever number it is, when we get there, yeah, we're gonna be there soon. I know, you had a good nap. I'm making a video. When we get to 23 trillion, that's the magic number, and that's when we are at our absolute maxed out credit limit, and the spending bill, including infrastructure. The beach is currently going to put us at 24.5 trillion. So, and yeah, in hopes of having any survival beyond that point in time, that amount of debt, some cuts to the spending are going to be necessary. Some people aren't going to like that. Some states are going to like it even less. And basically, you probably won't even need to deport people, because a lot of people will just be like fleeing America at that point. So yeah, America's going to probably break up, and had a weird series of experiences, many, as you know, but this one was related to related to the shady aspect of one of the experiences I've had relating to the shady aspect of government-related people who reach out. And he was talking about the coming breakup of America, and it was weird because, well, for a few reasons I don't really feel like getting into, just because I don't want to compromise anybody. But yeah, it looks like, you know, it's a bad, you know, like, it's just a rough time. And I just got a link sent to me saying that because of some volcano erupting, we might not have summer. And I don't know if that's true. I haven't even looked at the link yet. But the Game of Thrones, you know, the long winter approaches, and there have been some things, you know, like the dragon over my house, you know, so I related with whatever that girl is, whatever her name is, the blonde one, and or the lady, whatever, in the show. But if we don't have summer, then that winter is going to continue. And if we have this economic breakdown of our country at the same time, and people are not happy about varieties of things. And while I'm talking about the financial aspect, you know, Michael Moore, I don't know Michael Moore. I don't know if he, yeah, we are going to the beach. I don't know if he arrived organically on the documentary scene, or if he was, you know, just a straight up propagandist hired by somebody. We are going to the beach right now, yes. We were there, but you were sleeping, so I kept driving. Yeah, you were sleeping. Yeah, I know. I am too. So.
You bet, are you tired? I'm tired.
No, I'm all distracted. Oh yeah, so Michael Moore. Thank you. Whoever just thought Michael Moore. I got the message. Michael Moore, I don't know if he was an organic movement or if he was like planted to be a propagandist for the leftist Cloward Piven strategy and destruction of America. But he says in his documentary, America, a Love Story, that his dad worked for GM, and if that's true, and if he's being real, then if he's being real at all, if that's true, and that's how he got started, then he watched his hometown, which I think was Cleveland, and they shut down the plants there, and it just fell into disrepair. And they talked about Detroit, and the same thing happened there. And some of the plants are coming back, but I don't think it's going to, and that's great, that's good. It's just, it's probably not going to be, it's not going to be like it was, but for a lot of people, it never was that great and never will be that great, you know, financially. But I just drove down Rye Beach and saw the mansions, these huge houses, and I was like, those people probably don't even like walk across their house on a given day. They're like, damn, I gotta go to the day room, and that's like 5 minutes away. So, you know, money isn't, I mean, money is great. I mean, no matter what the circumstances are, if you have money, you can do what you want to do, even if the economy is not great, especially if you invest wisely. I wouldn't invest in gold or silver, especially since, you know, the advertising on Fox News, so you know tons of people are like, I'm gonna do that because I'm smart, and they put all their money in that, and everyone does that, and every time money gets put into something like that, the cost, like the value, goes down. Plus you have China and Russia, which, you know, they're like chomping at the bit in a way, because we already had our gold rush in the United States, and some people say Fort Knox is empty. I'm sure there's stuff in it, but I don't think it's gold. I don't think that. But Russia and China, they're mining it out of the ground there, and basically every country is going to. I mean, if the United States collapses financially, then yes, we are. Yes, we are. In 3 minutes, we'll be there. If the United States financial system collapses, then yes, we are going to the beach. Yes, we are right now. We'll be there in 3 minutes. If the United States financial system collapses, she's like, coffee and donuts. Yeah. I don't have any money. I don't have any money on me. I'm still waiting for my friend Dan. You met Blythe, remember? Still waiting for Dan to come through with the money. After my bills are paid right now, I personally have about $5 a week. Fortunately, there's some kindness in strangers and loved ones, but yeah, $5 a week is what I'm at right now. The poorest I've ever been. It's pretty funny. But yes, we're going to the beach. If the United States financial system collapses, then every financial system will collapse. As I said, Russia and China will rebound more quickly because they make a lot of their own food, and they pull gold out of the ground like it's sand. So they're not too concerned. Oh yeah, so while on the issue of Russia, so Russia is a very I wouldn't say very, it's a Christian nation. They're conservative in that way, and people like to say that they're like, well, homophobic, but the only thing they have is a law against propagandizing homosexuality to the youth. And because Vladimir Putin, for some reason, I mean, the guy's, he must be nuts, because he wants his people to reproduce. He wants Russia to have Russian people in it. Whereas, I don't know, some countries, I don't know which ones, but some countries just want to get rid of the people that live there and replace them with immigrants that will be more receptive of third world dictatorships in the future. And that's not a mystery, and it's not going over well. It's going to go over less well in the future. But I just saw an article. Michael Moore was at a Russian-sponsored anti-Trump rally. Okay, so what Russia was doing is what China, America, Israel, Russia, any country that has the reach and the finances to do so, they absolutely interfere in elections. They absolutely create divisions in other countries. They absolutely try to control the systems of other countries. This is like common sense, and if you don't know this, then you just don't know much about reality, and I guess I'm trying to tell you about reality. So how mad at Trump, how mad at the politicians can you be that they worked, that Trump was working, that Russia was working on their behalf or against them, when we know now that they were just trying to create division, you know? I mean, they knew that Bernie Sanders was like a nitwit. I mean, you gotta remember, Bernie Sanders was like, oh, I just want to help the working middle class people and do that, the whole thing. But then when he was on a stage somewhere, Black Lives Matter came and just, basically they took over the stage, and he just like bowed down. You know, he just like got off the stage and let them like take over, you know? So he's weak. And you gotta remember, Bernie Sanders lived in his parents' shed